Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode of Just Call Me Bridget podcast. I really do hope that you like this podcast, and if you do, please subscribe to the channel, and also if you would like a bit of more information, please join my Patreon because it really supports to help the podcast grow, and I really only want to bring the best guests out for you. I hope you enjoy another episode, and I hope that I do give you some new knowledge that you didn't know before and it was helpful. This is all why I do this. I started this podcast just to help all the visa holders out in Australia because I didn't have enough information when I started, and I really want to make this experience a lot better for you than it was for me, that you can just come to this podcast and you'll get everything you need to know to succeed in Australia. Thank you. Welcome guys to already the 19th episode of Just Call Me Bridget podcast. I'm very excited today. Today is another English speaking podcast over a while. And today I have for you Vanessa Lennertz. And she was recommended to me by RT because they go to school together. And also, if you are living in Perth and you have been to Saturday Scarborough Market, you probably have seen handmade German pasta food truck in there called, oh my god, I don't I'm gonna mess it up again. So it's called Simply Spätzle Perth.
Simply Spätzle. Yeah.
Okay, welcome to the podcast, Vanessa. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Bridget, for having me and inviting me. This is very, very exciting, and I'm looking forward to our chat that we're gonna have.
Yeah, I'm so excited to learn about your story. So you have been in Australia for 7 years already.
That's correct.
Awesome. So do you want to take our listeners through like your whole journey and maybe start from like what even made you to come to Australia?
So back home in Germany, I'm originally from Germany. I'm born and raised in Germany. I've done an apprenticeship and a bachelor in business management. Did my apprenticeship in a hotel. I did that through like a dual system, so I was doing it basically at the same time, which was quite full on for about 4 or 5 years. And after doing that, I felt like I just want to take a little break, like take a little longer holiday. So the plan was never to stay here for 7 years. I originally just wanted to make a little cut, start all over new in Germany, maybe try a new job, try a new company. Basically quit my job, pack my apartment together because I also decided to move closer to the city because I've always lived in the countryside. Packed all together, came over here with an 8-kilogram backpack and never left. Like I just kept extending my holidays basically again and again and again, and 7 years later I'm still here.
Wow. So in Estonia there's like so many people that are talking about Australia and earning like heaps of money in Australia and being able to travel. Do you see that from Germany as well? Like, is that how you got the idea to come to Australia? Because obviously there's so many places you can go. Like, is there many people just talking about going to Australia? And is it easy for German citizens to come to Australia? Like the same working holiday visa and...
Yeah, that's right. So I came firstly on a working holiday visa. And I'll be honest to you, I didn't know anything about Australia. I didn't know anything. I just thought it's sunshine and beaches all the time. That's the picture that I had of Australia. I didn't know how the work life was over here. As I said, I came originally on a holiday, and I was pretty lucky to get onto a road trip straight away. So I experienced the truly Australian life right away with camping, cooking outside, sleeping on the beach, which was absolutely amazing. But I figured out pretty quickly as well that money goes quick over here. Life is expensive. And I didn't feel ready to leave yet. So I actually did decide to start working over here just to get a little bit more pocket money to keep going on my journey wherever it would take me. Did start working on a farm firstly, and realized yes, you can actually make a lot of money here, even working on a farm. I think my first hourly wage was $23.
Which farm was that?
That was in Queensland, close to Cairns. Yeah. That was a chicken farm, actually.
Oh, wow.
I didn't last long over there, but then I changed to an avocado farm. I've also planted trees, picked strawberries, picked lemons, limes. I went through a lot of different farm jobs, which was quite exciting to see. And an absolutely change to what I've done in Germany before, because I was always an office girl. I sat behind the computer for 8 hours every day, and then getting out there, suddenly doing physical jobs where I thought only men are doing these jobs, or it's too hard for me, I'd never be able to do that, was a really, really good experience.
Wow. And how long were you doing like picking jobs, and were you moving like from season to season, like all around Australia, or how'd you go from jobs from there?
Because I was that broke when I started working and I wanted to keep traveling. I sticked around for about 2.5 months, and then the season ended. At that stage, I thought, okay, I don't know what else is coming. I might as well just finish the 88 days that you have to complete to maybe then apply for a second working holiday. So I actually wanted to keep going and fulfill these requirements. But then I've also figured pretty quickly, just talking to different people, that you can actually make more than $23 an hour. So don't judge me for that one, but I did sit down on Google and I just typed in, how can I make a lot of money in Australia? And that's how I got into construction. So I learned about what you have to fulfill to be able to work in a construction industry. And I thought at first maybe I'll be a site cleaner or just, clean up at the end of the day behind all the tradies. Figured then out that I could actually also do machinery tickets. So I went and got my forklift ticket. Had the urge of starting a new job very, very, very soon because I wanted to fulfill this day. So I put myself out there. I just actually posted something on Gumtree that I have this farming experience. I did put my experience from Germany down as well. Did say I wanted to grow, that I've done these tickets, and was asking for someone to give me a chance. And I got woken up by a phone call the next morning at 6 o'clock in the morning by a construction company, by a building company doing industrial sheds. And they said, well, if you want to start today, just come around and you have a job. And I thought, this is insane. And he literally offered me $10 more than what I've earned on the farm before. And I didn't know what was happening. I thought, this is insane. This is crazy. I can actually do this a little bit longer, earn a lot of money, maybe then eventually get my own car and continue my travels around Australia. And then also doing that, you start talking to different people, you start talking to the locals, and you actually start learning about all these opportunities and these beautiful places you can see in this country.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Has your English always been like such a good level, or do you feel like you just purely learned that in Australia?
Not at all. I've learned that over here. I came over here. I mean, obviously, everyone learns English in school, or I think in most of the countries now we do learn English in school, but I hated it. I was never really interested in it. I thought, I don't need it. I have basic English for my job. That's enough. I can use Google Translator. I don't really necessarily need it. So, and also if you do not practice it every day, you kind of forget about it, right? Very easily. So when I came over here, I set myself a challenge and I said, whenever I meet a German, I turn my back around so that I actually put myself out there and I step out of my comfort zone and do learn the language so I can practice it and move forward.
So you came here alone?
I came here by myself.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. So how old were you when you actually came here?
I was 25 when I came out here.
Wow. Wait, you're 32?
Yes.
Oh my God. You look so young.
I don't like to admit it, but
yes. Oh my God. I need your genetics. What the fuck? Wow, you actually look amazing. Like, I need your like face serums or something, whatever you're using. Okay, so you got the construction job. How, because I never came here alone, but I did have some sections that I was alone. How did you find it as a 25-year-old woman, you know, a pretty young woman, to actually be alone in farms and you know, doing construction work? And did you ever feel like, I don't know, was it scary for you, or did you see it more like a new opportunity to sort of prove yourself to yourself?
It was scary at first, absolutely. But also, I never really felt alone. I figured pretty quickly everyone else that you meet. I mean, I started sleeping in hostels, of course. I wasn't able to afford my own hotel room or an Airbnb, so I stayed in hostels and shared rooms, which was the best decision as well, because you learn, you meet new people every single day. You talk to different people, you listen to different people, and you just get inspired. As I said at the beginning, I came here without any expectations. I just thought I'm going to have a surfer holiday, maybe learn surfing, sit on the beach every day. But no, there's so much more out here to explore and discover and learn. So that I just put myself out there and talked and just absorbed everything that's basically came past my way and was just in front of me.
Do you see yourself now staying here for a while, or do you see yourself sort of returning home one day?
I don't know. I cannot answer this question right now because I came here without a plan and my life just took its way in a very good way. And I fully enjoyed it. I'm in a position right now that I'd never thought I'd be in. With all this experience that I've gained from an office girl to actually a construction girl or a woman working in the construction industry. I'm driving my own four-wheel drive. I'm fixing my car myself. Where in Germany, I wasn't able to even change my tires. I had to book into a mechanic just to get my tires changed. And I'm doing all this by myself. I discovered so many new sides in my personality, which is absolutely great. So I'm just looking forward to everything that's still ahead of me, which we don't know where it's going to take us, right?
I love that about Australia. It's gone through the podcast so many times, and from my own sort of like journey as well. Like you said, like when you come here, you sort of discover so many new layers about yourself, and you get to sort of change your identity to something else, because like back home you're a bit more like sheltered to you're like stuck in your identity, but here you can like really expand of like who you are as a person. That's awesome. So you also did mention when we were talking before we started recording that you've also done FIFO.
Yeah, that's correct. So from the construction industry, basically, I went through different trades doing that. I started off with a builder. I actually worked for him for a really long time because I enjoyed that job a lot, just standing in front of an empty paddock and suddenly have a large industrial shed there, knowing that you've built this with only 2 or 3 other people was an absolutely satisfying feeling. But because of the visa conditions, I only had limited time to work with him. So I had to change my job eventually, started working with plumbers, kept traveling, did a little job here, did a little job there, kept traveling. And then I arrived in Perth, and I remember sitting in this hostel in the corner, just applying for new construction jobs in the city. And then I've met someone who was saying to me, Vanessa, if you do have all this construction experience, why do you want to keep working in the city? Just go into the mines. And I said, hey, what do you mean just go into the mines? Like me, I can work in the mines. I could just go and fly to work and actually make even more money. That is possible. And he said, yeah, I just give you some email addresses. I give you some phone numbers. I give you contacts. So I took that all on board. Just say yes to everything that comes across your way. I wrote that all down. I took his advice. He helped me as well to get my tickets, or gave me recommendations what kind of other tickets I could get just to higher my chance a little bit to find a job. And I just started ringing up places every single day from the morning till the evening, rang them up again. Have you checked my CV yet? Have you checked it yet? And 2 weeks later, I was standing in the mines on my first mining job.
Wow. What did you do? Did you go up as a TA or?
So firstly, I went up as a TA, just on the campsite though, demolition. So we were basically refurbishing all the dongers that the actual mining workers are staying in.
Yeah.
So I saw them every day, but I didn't actually get to see the actual mine site, which I really had the urge to do. So I kept applying for other jobs, and actually just a few weeks later, another company contacted me and said, we have a job for you as a mechanical trade assistant on an actual mine site. And I thought, I have to take that chance. I have to do it. I see it was so scary to think about it that I'll be out there probably surrounded by men in a male-dominated industry. But I have to get out there. I want to see what it's like, even if I just do it for a short period of time. But I was so curious to see what's out there and what the job is like.
And how was it?
Very exciting at first. It was very, very exciting to see all this big machinery, being in the middle of nowhere as well, learning about all these different tools, new tools that I haven't seen before. Was very, very exciting.
That's good. That's great to hear. How long did you do FIFA for?
So I did that then for about 2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
Mostly on a 3-in-1 roster as well.
Oh, wow.
So that means I'd go to work for 3 weeks, come back for 1 week, go back to work for 3 weeks, came back for 1 week, which did get tiring after a while, I'll be honest. So, yeah, just about 2 years ago, I did decide to stop doing that because I also had the feeling of I want to get more, I want to do something else again, I want to grow again. I've went through different trades. I would work along mechanical fitters, electricians, plumbers, also carpenters. And from all these jobs that I've done, the building part was always my favorite part. So I'd always love to see when something would come together. So then 2 years ago, I actually decided to start a carpentry apprenticeship over here in Australia.
I love that. Did you ever have, like, before you came to Australia, did you ever have that same like interest in construction or carpentry or any skills, or did that just like come out of nowhere for you in Australia?
I think it was always, like, thinking back, I think it was always there somewhere inside of me. I remember myself stealing tools from my dad out of the shed. I stole his drill to actually hang up my own shelves and pictures in my room when I was maybe 12, 13 years old. I just watched him doing it and I thought, oh, I can do the same. So I sneakily went into his shed, stole his tools, and he actually caught me one day. And I remember him saying, okay, Vanessa, you can do it, go for it, but I'll teach you one thing. Do not drill vertical or horizontal to any electricity plugs or light switches. So that was my first thing that I've learned. But also as a kid, I always rather playing with Barbies or dolls. I rather played with sand and built sandcastles or with Lego. So maybe it was somewhere deep in me all the time. I just never had the chance to discover it.
Yeah. And how has your carpentry journey been, like, so far? Was it something that you expected, or did you find that it was easier after all of your sort of experience in FIFA and in the construction industry, or is it like completely something else?
I think it was definitely an advantage that I did have, or that I do have, the construction experience and mining experience from before. But also it was completely new to me because before I mainly worked with steel, just put things together. And now we actually precisely have to measure the wood, get it in the right length, in the right shape, in the right angles. There's so much more to it than what I've done before. And that was exactly what I was chasing. I wanted to get good in one thing, not do 100 things and be like semi-good at it and don't know 100% about it. Now I'm actually on the way of having this specification, like having one thing and that I want to get really good at.
Yeah. If you had someone coming to you like, Vanessa, you've been here 7 years, and you had someone like back in Germany or whatever, like writing to you that they want to come to Australia, and they would ask you like, what are your biggest like insights of what you would say after your 7 years here, of like your lessons learned the hard way? What would you say to them before their Australian journey, like what to look out for or what to consider, or like what not to do or what to do? Or
I think I'm a big fan of saying mistakes have to be done to learn out of them. So I'd say just go for it. Just do it. Just do whatever is in your mind. If it comes across your mind, just do it. Do not hesitate. And a big thing, do not overthink. I'm a big overthinker. All my friends that will probably listen to this, they will laugh because I'm a big overthinker. I like to roll over situations again and again and again. But that's the thing I've learned here. Don't do it. Just go for it. Because what's the worst thing that can happen to you? Someone can say no to you, or you can fail, but then you just get up and try another way of achieving your goal and getting where you want to be. Just take in every opportunity that comes across your way. If it's someone that says, hey, I'm going to this national park and you've never seen it, jump in, go for it. Or if you get a job offer that you've never done, that you might not be 100% confident of doing because you've never done it before, just try it. Just go and try everything that comes across your way.
I love that. I love that. Have you had the time in your journey where you just felt like, oh, this is too hard, or you felt like you've been pushing it way too much and you've thought about like going back home? Or has the Australian journey sort of been quite easy and every other step has like made sense? Or have you had that time where you're just like, no, it's not worth it?
You do get to the points, definitely. Especially in moments where you do miss your family a lot. When you miss your home a lot, you get to these points. I was at this point actually after a very long road trip that I've done for about 8 months. So I was living in my car for about 8 months, cooking outside, showering outside, sleeping outside for 8 months in a row. And I came back to Perth and I thought, I'm so overwhelmed. What am I doing now? What am I doing with my life? I was just... because I had such a long break where I had basically just responsibility for myself and my car and, of course, all my friends around, but it was such an easy life. And then I thought, how am I going to get back into responsibility again? So, yeah, that was a moment where it wasn't easy, but I think you always get to these points in your life. Just step back for a day or two or even longer if you need to, have a deep breath, look at the situation from the outside and then go back into it, keep going.
I love that. So tell us more about how your creation of the food truck that you've been going to Saturday markets with, how did it all start and where did it come from, and how did your how did everything go? Like,
it was actually just an idea out of a hobby. I always loved cooking for other people. I always loved sharing food, bringing people together around the table. And I actually got big pushes through my travels as well, because every time I'd be traveling with other people or every time I'd stay in hostels with a group of people, I love to cook for them. And I remember one of my friends, she was saying to me, Vanessa, you should do something out of it. Maybe you should become a food influencer or make like a travel cooking podcast, give people ideas what they can actually make and cook and create with a small effort or even with limited equipment out in the bush. And I've also done that a lot here in Perth at home. I always love to cook a larger amount and share it with my housemates or invite friends over, just sit together on the table. And this one night I was craving Spätzle so badly from home. So I actually tried to find them in the shop. We have like a dried version of it that you just have to put in the pot, like normal pasta basically. I couldn't find them anywhere, so I thought, okay, well, you have to make them yourself. Then you have to learn how to make them yourself. So I started learning, practicing, invited my friends over, and I remember how they sat in front of the bowls, and they went, "What is this, Vanessa?" And I said, "It's Spätzle, it's German. You should try it. It's good." And they've eaten it, and the feedback that I've received was so beautiful. And one of them knew that I always had the idea in the back of my mind to maybe as a hobby for like a Sunday market, start my own little food truck, share my cooking with other people, spread it a little bit. And he looked at me, he said, "This is it. This is your product. This is what you should bring out there." And I thought, really? Yes? Okay. Yeah, just do it. And now I'm deeply into it.
but how like from that moment that you just shared, how long did it take you to actually get into your first market or actually bring it out to public?
It took about a year from the idea to actually be at the first market that I've tried it. I always had it in the back of my mind. So I started just writing down little notes, ideas that would come across my mind. And I started researching about all the qualifications and licensing that I needed.
Is there a lot?
Yes.
Yeah?
Actually,
Because I've heard that before, that people jump in and buy a food truck, but then they discover there's so many like different licenses that you need.
Yeah.
So if there is someone that wants to sort of do the same, would you be able to even like read out like all the different licenses that they would need, or?
Probably a few of them. It also depends the way how you prepare your food, the way how you cook the food, what kind of food it is. Is it perishable food? Is it fresh? Is it cooked? There's so much to it that you have to read through. And unfortunately, there's not such a list that just shows you this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3. I've just done it by asking, to be honest. So I thought, okay, I do need a registered business. So I went and registered a business, then registered a food business, figured out I can't actually just do it from home. I need to have a commercial kitchen. So I got that sorted, researched then what kind of insurance do I need, just went step by step by step.
Wow, that's amazing. Good for you to go through that journey. And I've seen, because one day I was sitting at home after me and Adi already had been to try your food, and then I was scrolling in Instagram and I saw your ad and I was like, oh my god, like that is so amazing, like to do that, and to the fact that you're still there like every single week. Do you feel like that's the place that you would be staying at, or do you have like other aspirations on like where you want to take the business to, or?
So I'm operating out of a marquee at the moment, actually. I thought, okay, I have this little idea. It's supposed to be a hobby. It was a hobby for me at the beginning, just to share some German food that you can't find anywhere in Perth. But now I'm at the stage where I think, oh, I'd love to have actually my own truck, my own van, like my own branded van, a little bit bigger, so that I have more possibilities as well to maybe extend my menu, also offer different food items, and eventually, I mean, a little own shop would be nice too, definitely.
Wow.
I can see that, yeah.
Wow. Is it very expensive to go to the night markets as vendor? Because I had a friend who was doing, I think it was something sort of like a bit other event, but he was saying that he paid, I think, $5,000 just to be at the event. I'm not sure what the pricing is. Would you be willing to share what you have to pay every single Saturday just to be at the event?
Yeah, absolutely. So it varies. It starts at $50, and for me it goes up to around $1,000 maybe for a day. It really depends on the event, on the location, how big that event is, how famous it is as well. So I'm lucky enough to trade at one of the biggest night markets in Perth, the Scarborough Sunset Market. And for that one, we do pay. I mean, you can look it up on their website as well. And we, as a hot food vendor, we pay around $500 for 4 hours trading. Yeah.
Did you ever had when you first, started? Because when I've been to the Saturday night markets, I think it's always like, I don't know, because people always line up where there is already a line. Did you have that support from like the German community here that would come there, or did you find it easy to also spread out to the Australian markets? Or have you ever had like a market where you're just like, you're there, you're ready, but there's no customers?
Yep. From to, it's been a roller coaster experience. Absolutely. I had busy sold out nights, but I also had nights where it suddenly started raining, everyone would disappear, and I'd just be worried that I just cover my cost, that I just break even. It's very unpredictable. You have to be very, very flexible doing this kind of work. And don't give up. If you have one bad night, I remember maybe when I had actually my first bad night where I actually had a big loss. I came home, I was crying. I thought, this is not for me, I can't do this. But that is something that you learn in the process.
What has been the best like sort of marketing tool or something that you've used to get people to your stall? What's worked the best for you?
I think word of mouth is a very, very big one for me. Happy customers are coming back and they bring friends. And if they're happy, they bring their friends. That's a very big one for me. But also social media, I figured, does actually help me to boost my numbers, to get people to the stall and make them curious what we sell, because most of the people here, they, unless you're German, they don't know what is Spätzle, they don't know what it's made, what it tastes like. So I do try to promote it a lot on social media. And I actually did have one reel that absolutely, I had a small number of followers. We were about at 400 followers, I think. And I've posted this reel and my phone started ringing non-stop, like, comment, like, share. And I thought, this is crazy. What is going on? Like, how is this even possible? And suddenly this reel after 1 week had about, more than 500,000 views. It's at 670,000 clicks at the moment, I think.
Wow.
And I was so nervous before the next market because I thought, will I feel a change? Did I actually reach a lot of people in Perth? Is that going to motivate them to come to my stall? And it did. It definitely did.
Oh, wow.
I could see it.
So without any boosting or anything, it just went viral, sort of.
I didn't pay for it to boost it. I've just put it up at a random time of the day. Didn't even pay attention. It was super, super short. And it just went viral.
Wow.
I still didn't understand how it works, but somehow it worked. And a lot of people did came down to the stall. A lot of Germans, they said, finally, we have Spätzle in Perth. We've seen you online. We've seen you on Instagram.
Wow.
We've seen you on Facebook or on TikTok. So I'm on these 3 social media platforms. And that was a good feedback for me to actually see, yes, I can reach the people and I can educate them online of what we're doing and make them curious to come down to the stall, and then actually prove myself that we try to bring a good product out there.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I also saw that you are now not only doing the Spätzle, but you're also partnering with, am I right, a brownie company?
Sometimes we do that, yeah, definitely. So we started, it's the Brownie Brothers. If you do come down to the markets, definitely try them because their brownies are absolutely amazing. The fudgiest, smoothest, most full of chocolate flavory brownies. Yeah, that's my little Saturday secret. I have them every Saturday after a market. But yeah, we do cooperate sometimes just to support each other because we're both small businesses. We started around the same time, got to know each other, are lucky enough that our stalls most of the time next to each other. And because we're so, how do you say that in English? We're so... convinced about each other's product. Do you know what I mean? Can you say it that way?
You believe in
I love their brownies, and I keep getting asked for some Spätzle after the shift as well, which I'm so happy to share with them. So we thought, why not helping each other out and pushing each other.
I love that. I love that. That's great. A little commercial break from this amazing podcast. I just wanted to shout out Pleasant Active products for you guys because I've been using them for the past few weeks and it's been absolutely amazing. I'm already seeing the changes that my hair goes through. So I've been using their shampoo, conditioner, and also their hair serum oils. It's absolutely amazing. I started using them because my hair used to be very long. It was really healthy and very thick and nice. But I just lost all of that when I moved to Australia because of working in the farming industry and also in FIFO. My hair is always exposed to very dusty environments, and also the water here is a lot harsher. Because I keep bleaching my hair as well, it's done its damage. But these products have really helped me to start my hair growth journey and really get my hair back to its healthy state. They use all of these amazing ingredients like placenta extract, keratin, liquid silk, glycerin to really nourish and strengthen your hair. I'm very excited to share with you my journey on how my hair will start growing back to life. And if you want to try out these products as well, please use a discount code, which is the same as my Instagram username, so Birgit HVA. So it's like my name, Birgit Hyvä, but just skip the U in the middle. So let me know how you go if you do try out these products, and let's grow our hair long together. How was like your first times even on posting on social media and actually coming out to people? Like, were you scared to sort of, I don't know, show to people what you're up to, or were you sort of like, was it like no worries for you to like create reels and actually see that you are in with some reels like popping up to people?
I was very, very nervous at the beginning, especially putting my face out there was absolutely new to me, on an open profile that potentially everyone could see. Was very exciting, and like exciting in a good and in a bad way, if that makes sense. But I did learn how to handle this feeling, especially after getting positive feedback about what I'm actually putting out there. I had to show the reels that I was creating to so many friends at the beginning. I'd annoy them so much. Do you think this music in the background is good? Do you think the way how I cut it was good? Yeah, I did overthink it a lot. But as I've mentioned already, do not overthink. Just if it feels good for you, just do it. Put it out there.
Yeah, because people normally just scroll through anyways. Like, I see the same. I'm always overthinking as well. But then later, like, people's attention span is so little. You put so much effort into making this one reel, but people only watch it for like 5 seconds anyway, you know, like. Yeah.
I've also remembered one thing. Someone was actually saying that to me with experience in the food industry. And he said, even like the bigger you get, Vanessa, you'll have to learn how to deal with negative comments as well. And they will come. They did come as well already.
Oh, wow.
You have to learn how to handle them. And I mean, do listen to your customers 100%, because they're the ones giving you the feedback. But if you do get stupid comments like, if you're not German, you shouldn't wear a dirndl, or...
Oh, you actually got comments like this?
Yeah.
But you are German.
Yes, I am. But well, I'm half German and half Filipina.
Yeah.
But I did grow up in Germany, so I was born in Germany. I was raised in Germany. German is my mother language. I hold a German passport. So yes, I am German. But some people just judge before they even know, and you just have to smile over it. And it, to be honest, it did shock me at the beginning, and I thought, oh, this is actually so mean. But this person didn't mean to hurt me. He was just probably bored on social media, and I started feeling sorry and thought, why don't you use your time better in doing something for yourself than judging someone you don't know anything about?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. People are unreal, honestly. Like, to go out there and actually take the time to write that comment and press post, that's unreal. How did you find because obviously I've seen that you work with sort of the same girls on all of the markets. Are they all German as well? Like, what did you find those people from like your friend group, or did you actually have to like sort of go out there and like seek people, or?
So I started actually with 2 really good friends, which I'm still very grateful about that I did. They helped me to build this business up, to support me, also to be very patient with all the mistakes that I've done at the beginning, which was a very good opportunity for me to learn and have support of friends at the same time. But eventually they had to move on. One of them had to do their farm work for their visa requirements. The other one rather wanted to get back into a different field. So I eventually had to let them go and actually look out there and find employees and employ people, which was another very exciting step for me. So one of the girls who's working for me at the moment, she's actually German. I remember her rocking up to the stall, and she just rocked up with these big eyes, and she said, "This is crazy, Spätzle in Perth. That is so cool. Like, for who are you working?" And I said, "Well, this is actually my own little thing. This is my own little business." And she said, "That's amazing. Like, whenever you need help, just call me up. Here's my number." So she just started writing down her number. sent me a message the same evening again through the business Instagram. And I called her up, and now she's working for me.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I love that.
And the other one, I've just put in a job ad out there through Gumtree and Facebook, and I've received tons of applications. I had to go through 300 applications.
Oh wow.
But yeah, the girl that I've chosen, she actually stood out because she's been growing with a different food business before. So I thought she'll be a good addition to the business, which she definitely has proved.
How for yourself, you're coming to Australia as a 25-year-old girl, you're traveling alone, and then a few years later, you're running your own business, and, building your brand. How much pressure do you put on yourself, or have you felt on yourself? Because obviously when you start a new business, you suddenly you have to carry all of these different roles, and you have to know and do so much. How has that journey been for you?
Another roller coaster, for sure, because I like to be perfect, or I like to try to be perfect. So I set the bar usually really high. But that's another thing I've learned. Again, stop overthinking. Just try to do it as good as you can. I did put a lot of pressure on myself. I wanted to have everything perfect. But I started figuring out that I was holding myself back by being perfect, because nothing in life is perfect. No one is perfect. And you can't get anything perfectly done. It's just a way of the perspective probably that you look at it, and also other people, everyone has a different opinion about perfect. So whenever it felt good for me, I just did it my way. And started to learn how to take the pressure off myself and just start trusting my gut feeling. If it did feel good, I just did it that way. If it didn't feel good in my gut, I just did it another way. I tried to figure out another way.
What is coming for you in this year with Spätzle? Do you have any bigger, I don't know, collaborations or bigger different markets that you're trying to go to, or do you feel like you want to keep going what's already working and try to build it up from there? Obviously, you said that you do want to get the food truck, and build it up from there. But do you have any other crazy ideas that you've thought of that you would love to do?
I want to educate Australia about Spätzle, or maybe not only Australia, maybe the whole world. Who knows where this journey takes me, but I definitely want to educate the world better about what Spätzle actually is, and that it is very delicious.
No, it is.
So,
it is.
I want to learn of everything that I have experienced so far in the past 6 months. I started training beginning of this year, so it's been round about just a little bit more than half a year. And as I said, I have done a lot of mistakes, and I have learned out of them. And I'm sure I will still keep making mistakes and keep learning more, but I want to improve. I want to get better and better in what I'm doing. Educate people about Spätzle, and then who knows, maybe even expand one day with a little food truck, maybe a bricks and mortar building one day. That would be a good journey.
How do you manage it all? Because obviously you said, you have your own business, and with that, because I remember we've spoken with Ari with this a bit. It's always so funny when you're working for someone, you can go home and forget about it, you leave it there. But then when you become a business owner, it's you're with it 24/7. You always have something to do or something to plan, and obviously having carpentry on one side, and then you also always feel the pressure that you still should enjoy Australia and do some traveling and so on. How do you plan your time, or do you even, or are you more just go with the flow, or do you have a very this is
sort of both a little bit. at the beginning, I was a lot, I have to. But because I didn't know what was coming, I didn't know what it would feel like. How do I structure my day? I've absolutely miscalculated my time sometimes. And I've learned preparation is everything. You have to be well prepared. Think about every single step that's ahead of you when you actually plan to trade, that you can organize before the actual event, so you don't have to be worried while you're in front of the customer, so you can actually go with the flow then and relax your brain and enjoy the moment. It was very stressful at the beginning. I had so many sleepless nights where my brain wouldn't stand still. I did write down a lot. I don't know through how many notebooks I went during the whole journey, but that's one thing I learned. Take your time in the morning when you have your coffee, structure your day, and discipline is everything, probably. Yeah. Plan.
It must be so hard with markets to sort of calculate even like the ingredients. Like how many people would you even, have you ever calculated like how many people have you most sold in one market?
Yeah, of course, because that's the most important information actually for yourself. How do you cover your costs? How much is left at the end of the day? I did miscalculate big times at the start. But again, you do this mistake, you learn. And there's so many different aspects that go into this thought of how do I calculate the numbers that I'm planning to sell at the next event. It depends on the event again. Which location, what's the weather like, is it too cold, is it too hot? Actually, winter's been going well for me if it's a sunny day, because the meals that I'm selling, they're very hearty, warming. It's absolutely comfort food, so winter has been going very well. So I learned out of it, and now in summer I'm already thinking about different summer versions that I could offer, maybe cold salads, Spätzle salads, so you feel a little bit lighter in summer. And you also learn it. It's funny because I've done events north of the river, which have been going very, very well. But then most of the events that I've been doing south of the river haven't taken off so well. So now for me, that's, for example, an aspect. I focus more on the events north of the river. I start learning where's a good place for me to go with that type of food that I'm selling. I look at the weather app every single day and try to calculate, okay, it's actually, is it good Spätzle weather? Is it not good Spätzle weather? It sounds funny, but these are all aspects that you start learning.
Yeah. Wow. So much. So maybe, you have said about like, don't worry and just go with the flow. But if there is someone like a fellow sort of, wait, actually, I want to ask you about this first. In the Estonian community in Australia overall is it's quite large. Do you feel like the German community here is it large as well, or do you guys have like a Facebook group where everyone is like sort of posting about like their job offers or like looking for a room to rent, or is it?
There is a Facebook group. I think there are about 4,000 or 5,000 people in there.
Oh wow!
So I do try to regularly post in there as well. But doing the markets and actually having close contact to the customers showed me as well that the German community is huge in Perth. I was so surprised at the first market when I firstly posted into the German group on Facebook. It was basically like a big German catch-up. It was insane. Even people that knew each other, they were meeting each other in front of the stall and be like, oh, you're here as well. Oh, wow. Yeah, I wanted to try this out. So that's very cool to experience and nice to see as well that there's a lot of support coming that way too.
So even if you have like leftovers, you could always sort of post like, hey, like you can drop by. Because I know that Estonians do that if they do like events, like larger events, and it's very big for us, like some foods like a potato salad or something, then people are just selling it to.
Actually, that's a good idea. Yeah. I should start doing that. I haven't done it so far.
Yeah, because then you can buy it as a meal prep, you know, to take away. Do you have any suggestions to someone other than what you've said before, who has been sort of like postponing their sort of dreams, or like you said, you had that at the back of your mind for so long and you sort of needed that outer push to actually be like, this is it, like go with this one. What would you recommend or say to people who have those same, like that something has been carrying at the back of their mind, to actually go and do it and not give up after you get your first bad comments or
There is not such a thing as perfect timing, I think, for nothing in life. If you do have something in the back of your mind and it comes back again and again, just go for it. Just do it. Just try it. Because then at least if you do fail, you can say, okay, I tried, but I failed. I try something new, or I get up again and I try better. I try a different way. But if you do not start, you will never have the answer. You'll look back in a few years and you'll ask yourself, what if I actually would have done it? What would have been the outcome? But you will never figure out because you haven't started. Like, if you have the idea, just get started and learn along the way. Learn with everything that comes towards your way, all the steps that you have to go through, and maybe all the problems that suddenly disappear. You learn, and that's the exciting part with it. I don't think you can fully 100% plan everything ahead. Like, of course, do try to prepare yourself as good as possible, but just ask a lot of questions and fight your way through it.
Yeah, be out there.
And yeah, the most important, you have to start. If you don't start, you'll never figure out.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. What do you reckon, before we start to finish off, what do you reckon when you look sort of into your journey, like overall, what has been like the key characteristics in your like personality traits that have made you to become, a successful woman, really?
I'm very stubborn. I hate giving up. If I have something in my mind and if I want something, I'll try everything to make it happen. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep going. If you do fall, if you do fail, stand back up and keep going. Try different ways. Don't get stuck with one idea. But yeah, the most important, as we said before, you have to start. If there is something, if there's a problem, solve it. Don't stick your head in the sand, we'd say in German. That's a German saying. I don't know if it makes sense in German.
Yeah, we have the same.
Don't give up. Keep going. As long as it feels good, keep going. Difficult times will come, but they also make you stronger in the future and make you laugh about yourself eventually.
Yeah. Just one last question. Because we've noticed in our journey, like you said, like the two girls that you started with have now moved on to farms, and most of the people that are coming here, they're at the start of their journeys where they have to do the farm work and they want to travel and move around. But as we, who've been here for a longer time and are now like very like local and trying to build our businesses here, how do you feel with like your support group? Have you been able to sort of find the people or like the support group for yourself who you can always turn to? Because obviously, for us it was like sometimes a very, how do I say, like a very secluded road, because everybody else around us were still, we were sort of consultating for them on how to succeed in Australia, but we didn't have anyone to go and be in the journey that we are now. How has that been for you?
I think that's something that I go through at the moment as well. Very, very important is definitely do listen to the people that do support you. Don't listen to the people that do not believe in you. That's a very important one, I think, because you have to believe in yourself. If someone tells you this doesn't work, but you believe it's working, stay positive. That's a very important one. Yeah, look out for the ones that do support you, that do give you energy and power that you'll need a lot, no matter what you're doing in life. I think it's for every life situation, I guess, right? Surround yourself with the people that do good and give good back too, of course.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and how you've been going. And I do think that if we do have listeners who do want to, ask you more about, like you said, if there isn't a step-by-step sort of like a guideline on what to go through when people want to start their own like food truck business, then they can always turn to you, and you can always like give them a hand in sort of trying to figure out
Absolutely,
what to do.
definitely. Support is everything. Ask questions. I actually did contacted once already by another German who I didn't know. And yeah, he was asking me a few questions. How have you started, Vanessa? How are you managing a business overseas, not in your own home country? How's your life? What's your life looking like? Basically, things that we both are talking right now. And I'm absolutely happy to share all this information.
Awesome. And to everyone who has made it to the end of this podcast, please, I will post a story, and I will post, when I post this episode, do us a favor and do yourself a favor. If you're in Perth, if you're not in Perth, but you have friends in Perth, then comment Spätzle on our post. And what are we giving them? A few free meals at the market?
So I'd love to give away 2 free meals at the market. Yeah, to everyone, give this podcast a like, and also do comment. Maybe tag your friend you want to come around with, and I'll happily share 2 portions of Spätzle with you.
Oh, I love that. That was so delicious. I cannot wait until you do like a gluten-free version of I don't know if it will be, because I always find like everything that is to do with pasta, I just have to accept the fact that I'm gonna be like extremely like bloated afterwards, because everything with gluten, and if you want to make a pasta but you want to make it without gluten, it's just not the same. It's just like completely I don't know. Every time I make gluten-free pasta, I'm like, no, I'm sticking to rice again, like, because it just doesn't stick that well, or it goes like into like buttery sort of.
It has a different consistency, and actually that's something that we're working on at the moment.
Oh, exciting.
Because I do get asked quite a lot if we do have vegan options, if we do have gluten-free options. I mean, traditionally it's made with eggs, so it's not vegan. And also traditionally it's just made with all-purpose flour. Some people do use semolina as well. There's so many different variations, but yeah, I do learn at the moment. I do try to figure out how we maybe one day do have a vegan and gluten-free option.
Oh, exciting. Nice. So nice. But yeah, thank you again, Vanessa, for coming into the podcast. It's been such a pleasure to find out about your journey, and I really, really do hope that it will, go very well for you, and you can sort of find your way in here and get your food truck, and maybe get your small like franchise, and get your carpentry skills and everything. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Even telling all these things made me realize how up and down and exciting and sometimes not exciting my journey is. Sometimes you forget about it in your daily routine. But thank you so much for having me. And I hope we did get to inspire a lot of people out there to just get up, just start.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Thank you for watching another episode of Just Call Me Bridget podcast. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss upcoming episodes. And also, if you would like to see more of the podcast and more from our guests, subscribe to our Patreon channel as well. I have so much information in there already. You'll also be able to do a Australian consultation with me. and there's heaps of other different options, and you can also support this channel. If you do have any questions, or you have maybe other guests that you're thinking that you would love to have on this podcast, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in another episode.